Can you feel it? The air is heavy. Your heart beats faster for no reason. Dreams feel louder, almost like messages that refuse to fade. This is not just another shift. This is the final portal, the one that strips away illusions and reveals truth. And tonight, the divine masculine cannot hide. Every mask, every excuse, every delay is collapsing under this energy. The portal demands clarity. It will show you if he is truly the one destined for union or just a shadow you had to outgrow. The question is not, will the truth come? It is already here. The real question is, are you prepared to face it? What the final portal really means for twin flames. On the twin flame journey, there are many shifts, many portals, many moments where energy feels overwhelming. But there is one that stands apart. The final portal is not just another surge of intensity. It is the cosmic threshold that decides alignment. It is the energy that strips away every mask, tests every bond, and reveals whether the connection is truly divine or simply karmic shadow. This portal carries a different weight because it comes after cycles of awakening, purging, and preparation. The feminine has already been stretched, broken open, and rebuilt. The masculine has already been pushed, confronted, and shaken. But the final portal is not about preparation anymore. It is about revelation. It is the moment where the universe says, now the truth must be seen. For the divine feminine, this portal feels like both liberation and confrontation. She senses the intensity in her body, sudden waves of exhaustion, vivid dreams filled with undeniable symbols, emotions rising and falling like tides. She feels clarity sharper than before, as if illusions that once held her now dissolve with a single glance. The portal demands her sovereignty. It tests whether she will cling to the old cycle or step fully into truth, regardless of what that means for the connection. For the divine masculine, this portal feels like a storm. The excuses he once leaned on no longer work. The silence that once protected him now feels suffocating. The distractions that once gave him comfort suddenly taste empty. His dreams confront him with visions of her detachment, her sovereignty, her refusal to carry the connection anymore. He feels emotion he cannot suppress: grief, longing, restlessness. The portal presses into his chest, forcing him to face the one thing he has always avoided: the truth of who he is, and whether he is ready to rise. The final portal is not punishment. It is purification. It does not destroy what is real. It destroys what is false. If the masculine is truly the one, the portal will reveal it by dismantling every illusion standing in the way. His ego may crumble, his old life may collapse, but beneath it all, the truth of union will rise. If he is not the one, the portal will reveal that too. It will show the feminine that what she carried was not her destined counterpart, but a karmic bond that prepared her for the real thing. Either way, truth emerges. This is why the final portal feels so intense. It leaves no space for hiding. It strips away denial, exposes illusions, and clears the field of distortion. The feminine cannot stay in waiting. The masculine cannot stay in avoidance. Both are pulled to a choice: step into alignment or step away. There is no middle ground anymore. The universe designs this moment with precision. Synchronicities spike, numbers, songs, visions, conversations that feel too pointed to be coincidence. The feminine hears messages in her spirit. Pay attention. The truth is here. The masculine feels pressure in his chest, a stirring in his dreams, a voice he cannot escape. It is time. This is what makes it the final portal. It does not prepare you for the journey. It reveals the destination. It shows the feminine whether the masculine is truly her mirror or whether the journey now shifts into release. It pushes the masculine to either rise into alignment or face the consequences of resisting truth. For some, this revelation will be painful. It may look like collapse, silence, or endings. But even those endings are beginnings in disguise, because the final portal does not close destiny. It clarifies it. It ensures that only what is true survives. For others, this revelation will be liberating. The masculine will rise. The feminine will feel the tether harm with clarity. The illusions will burn away, leaving union possible in ways it never was before. So what does the final portal mean? It means you are standing at the threshold where everything is revealed. No more illusions, no more waiting, no more pretending. The field is being purified, the truth is surfacing, and the journey is reaching its decisive stage. The final portal does not ask, "Do you want union?" It asks, "Are you ready for the truth of union, whatever it requires?" When the final portal opens, the divine masculine cannot hide. The energy itself becomes his mirror, exposing what he has avoided, amplifying what he has buried, and pressing on every place where he still resists truth. He may try to act like nothing is happening, but the signs of his testing are written in his body, his emotions, his relationships, and his silence. If you look closely, you will see them. One of the first signs is deep restlessness. The masculine feels unsettled in spaces that once gave him comfort. Work, friendships, habits, or even distractions no longer calm him. He cannot sit still, cannot escape the gnawing feeling in his chest that something is wrong. This restlessness is not random. It is the portal pushing him out of complacency, urging him to face what he has delayed. Another sign is emotional surges that make no sense to him. He may feel sudden anger without cause, grief that rises from nowhere, or tears that surprise even him. These emotions are old wounds resurfacing, demanding to be acknowledged. The portal does not allow suppression. What he buried is now breaking the surface, and the masculine feels like he is losing control of himself. But in truth, he is being confronted by his own shadows. A third sign is illusions collapsing around him. The karmic relationship that once looked stable begins to crack. The job that gave him identity suddenly feels meaningless. Friendships built on denial no longer satisfy. He tries to hold on, but the portal shakes the foundation of everything that was built on illusion. These collapses are not punishments, they are revelations, stripping away what cannot exist in truth. Dreams also become powerful messengers during this stage. The masculine may dream vividly of the feminine, not just in romance, but in confrontation. He may see her walking away, standing sovereign, or rising in ways that unsettle him. These dreams disturb his sleep and linger into the day, pressing on him with a sense of urgency. They are not fantasies. They are the tether, forcing him to face what his waking mind resists. Another unmistakable sign is his silence, no longer feeling safe. For so long, silence was his shield, his way of controlling the pace of the connection. But under this portal, silence becomes unbearable. The feminine's detachment makes it echo loudly, like a weight pressing on his chest. What once gave him power now exposes his weakness. He feels it every time he tries to ignore her presence in his soul. Physical symptoms may also arise. Pressure in the chest, tightness in the throat, headaches, or waves of exhaustion. His body processes the energy he refuses to face consciously. The portal presses into his physical form, forcing him to embody what his spirit already knows. He cannot escape this awakening. Perhaps the clearest sign of all is the sudden awareness of choice. He realizes, often in quiet moments, that he can no longer live in between. The feminine's sovereignty has shifted the field, and he feels the consequences. Either he rises to meet her in truth, or he loses the connection he once took for granted. This awareness is terrifying, but it is also liberating. It is the pressure of destiny calling him to decide. For the divine feminine, seeing these signs is not about chasing or rescuing. It is about confirmation. If she senses his restlessness, feels echoes of his emotions, or notices synchronicities aligning around his name, it is the universe showing her that the portal is working. The masculine is being tested, and his soul is feeling the fire. For the divine masculine, these signs are his crossroads. He can try to numb them, but nothing will work. He can try to deny them, but the tether will not let him. The portal is relentless. It strips away illusion until only truth remains. And in that truth, he must decide whether he is truly the one. The final portal does not test him to punish him. It tests him to reveal him, to himself, to the feminine, and to the universe. These signs are proof that the process is real, that the energy is alive, that the moment of truth is here. So if you notice these echoes, understand this. The masculine is not ignoring the shift. He is being tested by it. And soon, his choice will reveal everything. How to know if he is truly your counterpart. One of the deepest fears in the twin flame journey is this. What if I have been wrong? What if the one I believe to be my divine masculine is only a karmic shadow? The final portal exists, in part, to answer that question. It strips away illusion, tests the tether, and reveals with clarity whether he is truly your counterpart or simply a mirror that prepared you for the real thing. But how do you know? How do you discern truth from illusion when your heart has carried so much longing, so much faith for so long? The answer is not in his words or in your fantasies. It is in the frequency. Truth has a vibration. Illusion does too. And the portal makes the difference unmistakable. The first marker of truth is the tether itself. With a karmic bond, the connection feels heavy, one-sided, draining. You pour in and receive little back. The more you cling, the more exhausted you become. With a true counterpart, the tether may feel challenging, but it is alive. Even in silence, you sense growth. Even in distance, you feel movement. The connection does not collapse into emptiness. It transforms you. The second marker is your own alignment. A karmic bond pulls you into cycles of fear, insecurity, and codependency. You lose yourself trying to hold on to him. But a true twin flame connection pushes you into sovereignty. Even when it hurts, it calls you back to yourself. It forces you to heal wounds you once avoided. It does not ask you to shrink. It demands that you rise. If the connection is making you smaller, it is not divine. If it is awakening your power, it is. The third marker is mirrored transformation. A karmic partner resists change no matter what you do. You rise, but he stays the same, stuck in the loops of denial. But a true counterpart cannot help but feel your shift. The tether ensures it. When you reclaim your energy, he feels the loss. When you embody truth, he feels the mirror. You may not see the changes instantly in the physical, but you sense his restlessness, his awakening, his undeniable response. The fourth marker is the presence of destiny. With karmic connections, synchronicities fade over time. The numbers stop, the signs weaken, the alignment feels forced. With a true twin flame, synchronicities intensify as you grow. Songs, names, messages, dreams, they flood your field when the portal opens. The universe itself refuses to let you doubt, because the bond is part of a larger design. Another way to know is the clarity you feel when you are sovereign. With karmic bonds, detachment feels like death. When you pull back, the connection collapses. But with your true counterpart, detachment feels like power. The bond hums louder when you stop clinging. Your sovereignty does not weaken the connection, it strengthens it. That is the unmistakable mark of a divine bond. For the divine feminine, the test is not about chasing signs outside of herself. It is about noticing the fruit of the connection. Is it draining or expanding you? Is it making you lose yourself or discover yourself? Is it silence that kills or silence that transforms? The answers are already inside you. The portal simply amplifies them. For the divine masculine, the test is about a response. A karmic partner remains unaffected by the feminine's sovereignty. He stays numb, unchanged, unmoved. But the true counterpart cannot ignore it. Her rise reverberates through him, rattling his world, shaking his illusions. If he is truly the one, he will feel the pressure, the dreams, the urgency. His soul will respond, whether his ego wants to or not. The final portal is mercy disguised as fire. It does not leave you guessing. It shows you. It removes the veil of fantasy and reveals the truth of the tether. If he is your true divine masculine, this energy will activate him beyond denial. If he is not, the connection will collapse, releasing you into freedom and aligning you with what is truly yours. So how do you know? By the way the connection feels when stripped bare, by the way your sovereignty affects the bond, by the way the masculine responds in spirit, even if not yet in words. Truth carries power. Illusion collapses under pressure. This portal is the stage where both are revealed. Trust the signs. Trust your body. Trust the tether. If he is the one, the portal will confirm it. If he is not, the portal will release you. Either way, the truth you have been waiting for is already here. In the final portal, when the energy is most intense and illusions are collapsing, it is easy for the divine feminine to feel the pull back into old patterns, the urge to check his actions, to interpret his silence, to wait for his confirmation grows louder. But the truth is this: the feminine's role in this stage is not to chase or to wait. It is to hold sovereignty. Her sovereignty is the anchor of the entire process. Sovereignty does not mean shutting her heart. It means keeping it open without giving it away recklessly. It means standing rooted in her truth, regardless of whether the masculine has fully awakened yet. It means knowing that her worth does not rise or fall with his decisions. In sovereignty, the feminine becomes the clear channel through which the portal works. Why is this role so important? Because the masculine feels her energy before he sees her words. If she clings, he feels pressure. If she waits desperately, he feels the weight of expectation. But when she is sovereign, he feels truth. He feels the vibration of alignment, which awakens him more powerfully than any message or action ever could. Sovereignty looks like choosing herself fully. It looks like pouring her energy into her mission, her creativity, her healing. It looks like refusing to shrink into silence just to keep him comfortable. It looks like releasing illusions, even when they promise temporary comfort. It looks like detaching from an outcome, knowing the truth does not need to be forced. It only needs to be embodied. For the divine feminine, this is not easy. It feels like standing on the edge of a cliff without knowing if the bridge will appear. But every time she chooses sovereignty, the universe responds. Synchronicities intensify. Peace begins to flow through her chest. The tether vibrates differently. She begins to notice signs of his awakening, not because she demanded them, but because her frequency shifted. For the divine masculine, her sovereignty is both a challenge and a lifeline. It challenges him because it removes the comfort of her old energy. He can no longer lean on her devotion without reciprocating. He can no longer depend on her waiting to cushion his avoidance. But it is also his lifeline, because it gives him the mirror he desperately needs. Her sovereignty shows him what truth looks like. It forces him to face the gap between who he is and who he is meant to be. Without her rise, he would stay in the loop. With her rise, he is forced to move. The feminine's sovereignty is also what protects the connection from distortion. In karmic dynamics, energy is fueled by fear, attachment, and control. But in true union, the energy must be clear. Her sovereignty ensures that only truth flows through the tether. By refusing to feed fear, she ensures that love is the only vibration that survives. This role also extends beyond the connection itself. The feminine holds frequency not just for her union, but for the collective. Every time she says, "I am done with illusion," and chooses her truth, she strengthens the field for other feminines and masculines awakening too. Her sovereignty ripples outward, becoming a beacon of clarity in a world drowning in distortion. So understand this. The feminine's role in the final portal is not passive. It is the most active, powerful, and transformative role of all. She does not wait for the masculine to decide. She decides. She does not beg for union to arrive. She embodies it. She does not cling to what is collapsing. She blesses it and releases it. And in that sovereignty, she becomes unstoppable. The tether hums with truth. The masculine feels it in his bones. The universe aligns timelines to match her frequency. Illusions dissolve, and only what is real remains. Her sovereignty is not the end of love. It is the beginning of it. It is the vibration that calls union home. Every twin flame journey is marked by moments of fire. Painful purges, heartbreaking silences, sudden breakthroughs. But nothing compares to the final portal, because this is the moment when illusion can no longer survive. The stories you told yourself, the roles you played, the comfort you found in waiting. All of it burns away under the weight of this energy. And though it feels like loss, it is not. It is revelation. It is the beginning of truth. Illusion ends first in the divine feminine. For lifetimes, she was the carrier of longing. She fed the tether with her devotion, hoping he would rise if she simply held on long enough. But the final portal shows her the cost of that waiting. She sees clearly that waiting is not love. It is fear, disguised as faith. And when she recognizes this, she cannot go back. She stops carrying wounds that were never hers, stops shrinking to fit cycles that never served her, stops confusing sacrifice with devotion. Illusion dissolves, and in its place, she feels something new: peace. For the divine masculine, the end of illusion feels like collapse. The excuses that once kept him safe, "I'm not ready, I can't change, she will always wait," crumble in his hands. He looks around and sees the life he built on denial unraveling. Friendships feel empty. Karmic ties begin to crack. His silence no longer shields him, it suffocates him. Illusion dies loudly for him, leaving him face to face with truth. He may resist, but resistance only makes the collapse harsher. This stage is terrifying, because endings always feel final. The feminine wonders if letting go means union will never arrive. The masculine wonders if facing truth will destroy the stability he clings to. But the portal is not here to punish. It is here to purify. It does not kill what is real. It only burns away what is false. The beginning of truth comes gently, almost quietly after the fire. For the feminine, it appears as inner stability. She feels whole even in silence. Her peace does not depend on his response. She discovers joy in her own alignment, and that joy radiates outward. This is not indifference. It is sovereignty. It is love freed from distortion. For the masculine, truth begins as awareness. He feels the tether hum in ways he can no longer deny. He dreams of her vividly. He feels restless when he avoids her presence. He realizes that the bond is not something he can outrun. In truth, he cannot escape her frequency. It is part of his own soul. The illusions of control and avoidance end, replaced by the realization that his only path forward is alignment. The end of illusion also clarifies the difference between karmic ties and divine union. Karmic bonds collapse completely under this portal, leaving emptiness behind. True twin flame bonds, however, survive the fire. They may be shaken, but they are not destroyed. Instead, they emerge clearer, stronger, purified. This is how you know the difference. Illusion collapses, truth remains. This is why the portal is both ending and beginning. It ends the cycle of distortion and begins the journey of alignment. It ends the fantasy of rescue and begins the embodiment of sovereignty. It ends the comfort of avoidance and begins the masculine's awakening. The truth revealed here is often simple, but profound. Union is not built on sacrifice, waiting, or denial. It is built on clarity, sovereignty, and alignment. The feminine holds that frequency first, and the masculine is pulled into it. The illusion dies so that truth can live. So if you feel everything collapsing, if you feel endings pressing on your chest, know this: you are not losing what is real. You are losing what was never meant to remain. The fire is not punishment, it is purification, and beyond it lies the beginning you have been waiting for. When illusion ends, truth begins. And when truth begins, union becomes inevitable. Every step of the twin flame journey leads to this threshold, the moment of truth. For lifetimes, you carried cycles, wounds, and hopes. You held on through silence, through longing, through endless purges, but the final portal does not honor waiting. It does not bend to fantasy. It arrives to reveal. And what it reveals is decisive, either union or release. This can feel terrifying because the human heart craves certainty. The feminine often wants guarantees. Tell me he is the one. Tell me union is assured. Tell me my waiting was not in vain. But the portal does not respond to demands. It responds to frequency. It measures not words, not promises, not timelines, but truth. And truth cannot be manipulated. For the divine feminine, this is the moment of surrender. She has already said, I am done with illusions. She has already chosen sovereignty over sacrifice. Now the portal asks, will you trust the outcome? If he is truly your counterpart, the field will reveal it. You will see mirrored transformation, undeniable synchronicities, and the hum of destiny through the tether. If he is not, the portal will release him, clearing the way for what is truly yours. Either way, truth wins. For the divine masculine, this is the moment of confrontation. He cannot hide behind silence anymore. The energy presses on his chest, his dreams, his choices. He feels the urgency he once avoided, the pull he once denied. The portal exposes whether he will rise or retreat. It shows whether he is ready to embody his role in union, not someday, not in theory, but now. If he steps forward, the field clears for union. If he resists, the feminine's sovereignty ensures the cycle cannot repeat. This is why the final portal is so sacred. It ends the endless loops. It dissolves the illusions. It closes the door on fantasy and opens the door to clarity. And clarity is liberation. Even if it hurts, even if it feels like loss, it is the medicine that ensures you never waste energy in distortion again. The outcome is always aligned with truth. If union is yours, nothing can stop it once the portal opens. The masculine will feel the pressure until he chooses, and the feminine will sense the shift as destiny begins to move. If release is yours, the portal will make it undeniable, setting you free to walk into a love that matches your frequency. In both outcomes, you win, because both outcomes bring you closer to alignment, closer to purpose, closer to the love that cannot be broken. The final message is simple but powerful. Do not fear what this portal reveals. Do not cling to illusions that the universe is tearing down. Do not confuse endings with failure. Whether the masculine rises or not, whether union manifests now or later, the truth revealed in this stage is your liberation. Union is not a reward for waiting. It is the natural result of alignment. Release is not punishment. It is the clearing of what cannot serve your highest path. The portal does not take anything from you. It gives you clarity. It gives you freedom. It gives you the truth your soul has been asking for. So stand steady in your sovereignty. Let the fire burn what it must. Trust that what is real cannot be lost and what is false cannot remain. The final portal is not your enemy. It is your ally, ensuring that the next chapter of your journey is written only with truth. Union or release, the portal decides. And whichever way it turns, it is carrying you closer to the destiny that was always meant for you.